This is my audience. You may sit. Good afternoon, my name is Karina, and I have a question for you. Have you ever heard the words, you'll be having an exam over this next week? And you think, well, I have enough time, but suddenly it's the night before the exam and you have not yet sat down to study? And suddenly you feel this anxiety and you start panicking and the nerves get the best of you and you can't even study? Well, procrastination is your worst friend in any situation. My purpose is to persuade you, my audience, to stop waiting until the last minute to study for an exam and to plan effective studying habits. Today, I'd like to talk to you about, first, the need of all students to study efficiently. Two, and how you can overcome procrastination and develop studying habits. And finally, how your grades will benefit from your hard work. You may be a current high school or college student struggling to develop better studying habits. Many students will keep waiting until the last minute to study for an exam if they don't realize the consequences that it will have and develop better studying habits. First, I will begin by telling you about the need of all students to study effectively for an exam. It doesn't matter if you're in high school or if you're a college student. You need to know the importance of passing and having good grades. The problem is that we wait to the last minute when you have had the whole week to study. An article by Brennan Hubbard, he mentions that according to the American Psychological Association, between 80 and 95% of college students procrastinate on their schoolwork. Now, school is very important. The pressure to deliver is a lot, and learning to balance school may be hard. Now that you see the need for students to prioritize their time for studying, you might ask yourself, well, how can I develop better habits? Well, let me tell you. This is how you go about in developing better studying skills. 1. Separating personal life from studying time. When looking at your schedule for the week, according to Kelsey Lynn Lucier, he says to figure out what your academic commitments look like. What time do you have class? How much do you have to do? And what assignments are due? When do you have major exams and quizzes? Doing so will avoid overwhelming yourself. Second, a quiet place without distractions is very important. For that reason, John M. Grant suggests that the library, a hook in a student lounge or a study hall, or a quiet coffee are good places. Joining a study group is another excellent habit for studying. Valeria Burton, in her article, Joining a Study Group, says, when you are studying in a group, there is a higher chance that most of the things you are uncertain about will pop up. That's why study groups are very important, because you get to ask your classmates about things that you might not know or they might not know, and that way you can both study together and learn new things. Now, let's look at what may happen if you choose to develop study habits and follow the above tips. Developing studying habits only benefits your grades and you. The chance of success is that you will not cramp anymore before the night of the exam, and you will have less stress. The problem is that you keep telling yourself that you will have time. Procrastinating will keep you behind and hold you. I conclude that managing your time for studying is very important, and prioritizing studying time is the best thing you can do. Now that I have told you about the needs of effective studying, now you can develop study habits, and finally, it will benefit you. You can become a better studying student by managing time, looking for a quiet place, and joining a study group. I too am a student in college who struggles with studying for an exam and organizing my time. But let's not let ourselves fail for success, because anyone can be successful if they put the time and effort towards what they want. I'm going to leave you with a quote that inspires me every day by an unknown source. It's not about how bad you want it, it's about how hard you're willing to work for it. And that will end my speech. Now I want to ask you, do you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah, you mentioned study groups. What do you suggest, like how many people should form a study group?
Well, from personal experience, I say maybe a total of 5, not too much, because then it will overwhelm and it's hard to keep up with everyone and, make everyone show up at the same time. So it's better if you keep it in a small group and, just personal preference, whatever you will like. Yeah. Any more questions? No? Okay. We're at my speech for now. Thank you.